Aloha everybody. The weekend is finally over, so if you don't know who I am or what I do, my name is Kanani, and my boyfriend and I opened up a Polynesian dance studio here in Fresno. Boyfriend sounds so crazy. We're just not married yet, and we have a baby together. We've been together for 12 years, whatever, who cares? But I am just sitting in this studio with so much peace. Like, I get to come here, like I'm stretching on my mat all by myself in pure silence, feeling way too blessed to be able to even do this. Like, it's just a crazy feeling, and I thought I'd film a little bit about it and share it with you. Like, throughout this entire process, it wasn't easy. We had to do and deal with a lot of different types of battles, some of it being with our family, some of it being with like trying to find a studio in the first place, like, to be honest, nothing comes without a hardship. And I think when you are with your partner, for example, too, you also like co-parent, and now we're business partners. It's been such a beautiful ride. Like, we have zero doubts on the decisions we made together. But when it gets going, when the tough gets going, or whatever that saying is, like when things get tough, like you want to fight or you want to like let your anger out here and there. But I feel like we actually haven't done that much. And I think it's just because we're like following our hearts. I feel like I'm talking to you like every corner of the story I'm telling. But basically, like, starting this studio, Fale Polynesia, here in Fresno, we separated from our family groups and we started our own group. And if you don't know anything about us, both of our families have their own dance studios where they are, and one's in Fresno, one's in Orange County. And there was always like conversation about me and him being the two people who take things on or move things forward for our families. But as we kept growing in our own relationship, we discovered that we just have different values and vibes and thoughts and creativity that we wanted to have full control of and do it in our own way. And now that we have finally done it, like I'm like pinching myself. I'm like, is this even real? Like, I've been here every day, from the process of when it was completely empty. Like, there was nothing in here. The walls were all white. There was no floor. The bathroom looked absolutely crazy. And now I'm looking at this beautiful place. Like, is this really ours? Like, is this real? And we just had all of our family and friends here, and a lot of my friends. So I'm from Orange County, but I live in Fresno, and it's a 4-hour drive. And like, all of my best friends came, and my family that were able to made it, and those that didn't sent lots of love, whatever. All good vibes. And I just feel like crazy in my head. Like, I can't believe this is real. We opened up enrollment all of May. So if you're in Fresno or like a surrounding city and you're close by, please come check us out. Like, truthfully, I've never done anything that didn't feel right to me in my heart. And I'm very much of a leading with my gut type of person. And I feel like when I teach and when I create something, it's very like for the dancers and for the group. It's something that I really prioritize. I think one like special aspect that I've realized in my teaching methods is that I was a dancer. Like, I know that sounds like duh, but not all teachers were dancers. Like, I was a dancer for competitive dancing. I was a dancer for luau shows. I was a dancer stepping into another dance studio where I grabbed the experience and different methods from other dance teachers around the world, honestly, like taking classes in both Tahiti and Hawaii. And I even went to my friend's dance studio in London and was just like in a different space where I finally got to gather all that information and formulate how I want to teach students and the best way to reach them. Like, something I receive all the time, and I don't mean to hype myself up at all, and not to make this an ad, but it's just me passionately talking. But something I've received from a lot of my students is how much like I brighten up their day or brighten up their heart or make them see themselves in a different light. Another thing that I got to experience, which I'm so blessed to have experienced, is having a child and bearing a child, giving birth to a child, and now being a mother. And becoming a dancer after motherhood is a really hard journey to go through. And besides my daughter being my biggest blessing, I'm now a better teacher to other mothers. And I think and to children. Oh my gosh, I'm so much more patient to children because I have my own. And you just look at your child like, like from its example, my baby's not even 2 years old, and she screams at me all day long, but she just doesn't have the understanding not to do that yet. And when I watch other children, I just kind of see them for who they're going to be and not who they are that day. Like I just have a lot more patience, and like things that I've noticed in children that I never really paid attention to before is like their attention span. Like, how do I keep their attention span? And how do I, keep them interested and excited? And I've learned a lot of tools on how to keep children moving and grooving, which will then set them up for success. Like, I'm so excited to shape children. The really, really amazing thing about having a dance studio or any extracurricular activity, like whether it's a sport or dance or whatever it may be, is you learn more than that activity. You learn discipline, you learn how to be motivated, you learn how to be on time, like you learn life skills when you're in these types of spaces. And I never knew that. I didn't know that until I would be with somebody in my life that I would meet who doesn't do extracurricular activities, and then I realized that I would just have a different understanding of how to do things. And I realized I learned it from dance, like just being responsible, accountable, determined, motivated, and like always trying to be your best. And there's like talks, like, do we always want to like chase the best thing? But in my opinion, like, why not? Like, you want to live on this earth, not trying to be your best version of yourself, or not trying to reach the full capacity of like your talent. I always reach a lot of dancers who are very naturally like talented. You can see it in them. You can see that they understand how to move their bodies or whatever it may be, but they just need guidance on it. And that's like my favorite part about teaching, is like watching someone move forward in their dance journey and seeing them shine brighter, stand taller, like be like this beautiful being that they always wanted to be within themselves, and dance was the vessel to kind of push them forward in that space. And I'm really excited. I just feel extremely humbled to have the support that we have that made this place possible. I have been a dancer my entire life. I have professionally been teaching, like, I'll say like about 8 years for now, and I've traveled the world reaching multiple people, and there's really nothing like home. And I hope to bring everybody that I've met around the world into my home, into this space. We're a 2,000 square foot studio with like, miles and miles and miles of love. Like, I cannot explain the beautiful things that I see in my head. And I think that's one thing that I always loved about myself. And I don't mean to be cocky. It's just that not everyone, there was a point in my life where I didn't love myself the way I do today, or I didn't trust myself the way I do today. And in my head, I visualize these really, really beautiful things happening here. Workshops, dancing, costume making, music. In my head, when I look at the space, I see family parties, I see fundraisers, I see places where children are starting here at 5 years old and growing up to be 25 years old, and they're still coming back to dance. Like, I see all of that future. I don't see an empty studio. And this is our first month of enrollment, and whether 500 people sign up or 5, I'm cool with that. I'm so grateful to even have my foot in the door, or the ability to create this space. And Alpha, our co-founder, my love of my life, the father of my child, has made this space so safe for me. I'm gonna cry. Just because, like, I'm a big dreamer, but I wouldn't be able to follow through with the dreams if it wasn't for someone that was standing behind me. And that goes for both of us. Like, for him, he has these beautiful ideas, and if it wasn't for me being like, hey, let's do it, encouraging him and him encouraging me, like, we got this far. And we went across a lot of battles to get here. And I'm really, really excited. So if you are new here or whatever it may be, thank you for listening to this video. I just want to share my love and my thoughts. And I want to make more videos like this, blah, blah, blah. Follow Polynesia on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. We're all over the social media platforms. And then don't worry, I still have online classes forever and ever. I will teach online until the internet dies. Like, I'm here for the long run. So stick around with me. Reach out with any questions you may have. And yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.